Brighton is in the south of England. It's a coastal town. It's a very left-wing place. In fact, it's often sometimes called the Portland of the United Kingdom. Brighton. I was there on the ground capturing the footage that you see here. Antifa and radical militant trans activists had gathered on the 18th of September, Sunday, to oppose a women's rights rally organized by Posey Parker, also known as Kellie-Jay and her supporters. Yeah, so here she is in the middle, in the pink with the sunglasses. A lot of her supporters are beside her, and a lot of far left trans and Antifa militants are further in the back. So she, by going to Brighton, that was seen as like poking the nest of the hornet. So you had a pretty large counter demonstration, but they were actually met by a large number of supporters. So one thing that I guess the American audience has to be aware of is in Britain, which is sometimes called TERF Island, TERF, trans or trans exclusionary radical feminists. That's the slur that is used against feminists and women's rights activists who are not in support of the trans ideology. These are, if you will, old school feminists who believe that girls need to be a protected category based on sex because of a biological difference. And as you probably are aware, the trans ideology today is to bulldoze all of that. And they claim that sex and gender are the same and that you can identify in any way you want at any time and you can change and it's fluid. In the UK, the debate is actually still very, very active and going on in the mainstream. And that's in contrast to the United States, where the trans militant ideology has basically, I would say, won. There was really no debate. The only debate that happened a number of years ago was over the bathroom bills in a number of states. And then that was basically it. There was not much organized pushback. And people just seem to have accepted that in America, a woman is anyone who identifies as a woman. Anyways, in the UK, the debate is very much going. Probably the most famous TERF, and I would say heroine to a lot of women, is J.K. Rowling, which is a big shock to a lot of people because she's a woman on the left. Most of the women who actually are pushing back against the trans ideology in the UK actually are on the left. And I think that might have something to do with why that debate is still so vibrant and is still going on. And it's because the mainstream cannot point at them and say, you're right-wingers, you're conservatives, and just dismiss them outright. You know, you have this coalition that does include some conservative women, but by and large, these are left-wing, labor, lifetime labor, some of them are even socialist type of women. So I told the woman activists there that an event like this could not happen in the US in terms of the women would not be able to speak. All of the speakers on the women's rights side were able to, because there were, I would estimate, probably about 40 police officers or more on duty for this event. And they kept the two sides separated. When people on the trans Antifa side became violent, they were arrested immediately. A lot of the cultural issues that are happening in the UK are as a result of an American export. I'm referring to a lot of the social justice and gender and trans related ideology really became radical in America, and that's exported to Britain, Australia, Canada, and other parts of the world. And so they're having to reap I would say America's soft power. America's soft power is its culture. Everyone knows that, music, film, entertainment. But it's also in these radical leftist ideologies.